Hi, my name's Kyle, and I work in marketing for an office furniture manufacturer, and I used to work in sales. Today I'm going to talk about an ethical dilemma that I walked through during my time in sales, how I responded, and the long-term effects that handling an ethical situation properly can have a positive effect on the relationships in the workplace and with your customers and your distributors. In this particular ethical dilemma, I was, again, working in sales with our dealership. And to give a quick background of how our industry works, we do manufacturing for commercial office furniture and distribute it through our dealerships, who then install it at our customer sites. I was working with our dealership at a customer site while we were installing a bunch of furniture. So this could be cubicles or task chairs or lounge furniture, a number of different things. And at the end of the installation, the project manager from the dealership and myself were walking through the space. And as we were walking through the space, we were doing something that's called a punch list, which is to basically check off and make sure that everything that the customer wanted was installed correctly. There were no dents or scratches, anything was missing or ordered improperly. But I had noticed that one of the chairs that our customer had asked for, where the ottoman flips out, didn't actually flip out. It was a mistake in the specification process. And so I called it out to the project manager from the dealership and said, hey, I think that's an error. We should get that taken care of. And the project manager responded and said, why don't we wait until the customer walks through the space and see if they notice it? And I said, okay, that's fine. And we waited for a little bit, and as the customer walked through and checked to make sure that everything was in place, the customer didn't notice that the chair had been specified incorrectly. So I brought it up and said, hey, I think this was an error, and the customer said, thank you. I totally glazed over that. Makes perfect sense. Thank you for taking care of that, and for getting it replaced. The challenge is that replacement would have come directly out of the commission for the dealer salesperson, because it was a specification error on the dealer side. And so the next day when I walked into the director of sales office, we were chatting, and they asked me, what did you do at the site yesterday? And I explained the whole scenario. And the director said, well, we do not do that during punch list walkthroughs. We let the customer decide if there were any errors made. And if there wasn't an error made, then we move on. And I explained to him that we had had a prior conversation with the customer where we promised them this type of chair, and to just overlook that seemed unethical to me. And he reiterated his statement that that was the incorrect thing to do. And so in the short term, that actually caused trust issues with myself and the dealership, because they thought I was undermining them. But in the long term, it helped develop an even stronger relationship with the dealership, because they started to realize that when I said something, I was going to be honest and I was going to follow through on it, which helped with contract negotiations with other customers and other large projects, because between the manufacturer and the dealership, we negotiate back and forth of where the gross margins fall. And I need them to trust me in order for those negotiations to go well. And so although this whole scenario in the front end may have hurt a little bit because somebody had to pay for those chairs to get replaced, in the long run, it helped the relationship between the dealership and myself, and it helped our branding to show that we were going to do the right thing, we were going to take care of the customer, and help us develop stronger relationships with our customers and dealerships. So in the end, honesty in the workplace helps ethically to build stronger relationships between customers and our distributors.